Hello, everybody. I realize I haven't done a video for a couple days. Well, probably more like 5 or 6. I don't know. I have a jawbreaker in my mouth because my dry mouth issues. What I wanted to talk about is the self love we give each other and the self hate, and the difference kind of between the two. Do you often find yourself saying, "Oh God, that was so dumb of me," or "That was so stupid, I shouldn't have done that," or "God, I'm no good for them. I can't handle it. They're so much better than me." Um, I mean the list goes on. I used to even like tap my head. Why did I say that? That was dumb. That was so stupid. Um, those are examples of self hate. We don't want to do that. No self hate. Examples of self love would be like, okay, well, now I know how I can do that differently the next time. Um, or take a compliment. We kind of talked about that before. Somebody tells you you did something well, just say thank you and let that soak in. And I know everybody says this, but you kind of have to do it on your own. Um, it's hard, to take a compliment. It's hard. And then eventually you just keep doing that and it'll soak in, kind of like we would do when we called ourselves stupid or put ourselves down. Um, you know, that stuff does really matter and it affects your brain. And for those of you that don't have a mental illness and are watching, I hope that you can understand a little bit more about us and where we're coming from. It's important. Um, it's a silent disease, it's a silent killer, and nobody knows. Just how hard we are on ourselves. And that's because that's what we were taught to believe. That's what we were brought up on. Um, People would make derogatory statements to us. Well, all of that we really take to heart, more than what I call normies, quote unquote, there. And it's different hearing about it and experiencing it for yourself. But if you are a normie, just have patience. You know, let us know that we matter, and love us. I know not everybody with a mental problem had to do with love, but for the majority of the cases, yeah. When you're abused so much and told you're just a stupid female, and I used to hear some whoppers. Um, my sperm donor, it's my biological father. I actually put him in prison, um, for child abuse. Uh, it was every kind of abuse that you can think of that he did: sexual, physical, mental. Mental is a huge one. Um, Emotional, and all of that kind of ties together. Um, we don't really like to show our emotions because people will see that they're getting to us and that we're weak and might prey on us even more. And then we're hard on ourselves about that. I mean, if you think about it, we're constantly putting ourselves down. Like my own wife, I love her and she supports me, and sometimes I'll say something really stupid. See? Self-hate right there. Whoa, back up. Sometimes I'll say something that I shouldn't, and you know, I get mad at myself later for it, and I'm just like, God, that was dumb. Why'd I do that? Why is she with me? We need not to do that. We need to really, 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 really focus on ourselves, who we want to be. We're only worthless if we make ourselves worthless. And again, I know it's easier said than done, but We really have to work on a different approach. Obviously, the one we've had isn't working. So if something isn't working, you fix it. It's the same thing here. We have to fix ourselves and we have to do this. And I'm sitting here and I'm trying to think, okay, what can I say next in my next video? You know, but I pray I just start talking and hope that maybe it helps someone out there. Um, Not a whole lot of people share their stories. And I think if more people were to share their stories, more people would understand where we're coming from or why we're broken. You know, it's kind of like we're Humpty Dumpty on a wall, only we have to pick up every little piece slowly and carefully, and try to put it back together again. You know, so if you take all those pieces and you have all this glue holding each individual puzzle like pieces together, that's us. You know, we're trying to find our glue and piece ourselves back together. And like a puzzle, it's going to take time, it's going to take concentration, most of all, a lot of concentration, and it can be fatiguing, mentally and physically, because your mental problems play a role in your physical problems. And it seems like the more you put yourself out there, or you find that you're having a bad day, do something you enjoy, you know, on purpose. At first, you can be like, I really don't want to do this, I don't have the energy. But if you make yourself, you're going to find that you end up enjoying it after all. And you're like, hey, that was awesome, thanks. But to you normies, you know, just be patient with us. You know, like, go break a kitchen bowl in a bag, okay? Take a bag and you break that kitchen bowl, keep all the pieces, glue it all together again. That's us. We look like a broken bowl that's been glued all together. And sometimes it takes us a while to find the missing pieces. So there might be holes in our bowl. And what comes out, if you were to fill it with water, is kind of a metaphor. You know, pretty soon your bowl is going to be empty of that water. We just need to keep filling it up until we can find all the pieces. And if you are, or you know someone that has mental handicaps, I don't really like to call it an illness because I'm not sick, not like that. This is a handicap for people, and I don't like that they call it an illness. You know, it's not something we contracted. It's not something that was, I mean, it was spread to us, but not in a bacteria or virus state or anything like that. So, you know, be patient with us. Mental health is a handicap for a lot of us. And for a lot of us, we didn't do it ourselves. You know, I'm 42 years old and I'm still trying to figure things out. I'm still struggling with it. But I'm working on it and I want to work on it. What I did when I attempted suicide really opened up my eyes, and I don't want anybody else to go through that. It was absolutely horrible. Um, the effects of it are still with me and probably always will be. The memory of it, being as sick as I was with it, my heart just starts to really beat fast. Just remembering what I went through and the pain and all that lightning type pain and thundering in my body and me paralyzed to do anything against it. And it was absolutely horrible. But I will never do that again, but I'm not going to forget about it either. I'm going to remind myself so I can keep going. So that's kind of what you need to do. You know, take your 5 a day to pray it away, read your Bible, If you're spiritual but not religious, then put it out in the universe. You can still pray. But let's work on ourselves. Let's stop calling it a mental illness and call it a mental handicap instead. And we have to be patient with the people trying to help glue us back together as well. And the way we do that is accepting their compliments and maybe giving a few ourselves. Take 5 minutes a day for self-care, whether it's writing a journal, recording a journal, praying. Do it. It works. It's worth it. And I guess I'll talk to you guys next time. You can do this. We all can. Good luck.